What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is November the 14th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, as far as data points, you have PPI, initial jobless claims, a couple Fed speakers throughout the day, one of which is Powell. So all of that could really kind of shake the broader market, but as of right now, big money seems to be gravitating towards companies unveiling their earnings. So somewhat of a normalization. You're not seeing just FOMO in the broader market anymore. In some individual stocks you are, but that's largely because of this. So the fear and greed index is under the greed category. So people's appetite for risk is kind of increasing and on the table, but you're not seeing that FOMO. So I think that's kind of a good thing, the fact that the market's somewhat normalizing, if that makes sense. But futures are up slightly, NASDAQ up 0.07, S&P up 0.16, and Dow is up 0.26. So yeah, it looks like today is going to be a relatively good day. Once again, though, dependent on a lot of the data, so initial jobless claims and PPI. So that'll be coming out in roughly an hour. Sofi right now is up pre-market, piggybacking off the broader market, as well as this. So they did put out news. Rapid Finance expands availability of Rapid Access Prepaid MasterCard to all business line of credit clients. So I think this is good. Is this a reason to go out and buy Sofi? Not so much. I think the last couple PRs it's been good, still showing that Sofi is kind of laying the foundation for something bigger and doing a lot of things to mitigate risk. Not necessarily this news though, but it's still not a real reason to go out and buy Sofi regardless. But right now, 14.54% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 154.87 million shares. I do anticipate, whether it be today or tomorrow, shorts to get a little bit active, and the reasoning is yesterday was the first time in almost like 3 weeks, possibly even 4 weeks, that I've seen shorts, the cost to borrow negative, or cost to borrow minimum, be negative. So that does mean that there is a broker out there paying people to short Sofi. So they're trying to stimulate some business, and in the past there's always like a 2 or 3 day delay, but it usually does cause shorts to increase. So we'll wait and see if that does come to fruition or not. But as of right now, with it at $13.62, trading between this R2 and this R1, so $13.69 is going to be that next strong target / resistance. $13.12 is going to be that next strong support. In my opinion, I do feel that it is going to stay within this range today. A little bit more consolidation is generally good for any stock in general. So I think consolidation should be in its kind of future, and then possibly early next week, this is where you could see a secondary run. But as I said, you're not seeing that much FOMO anymore, so it is simply relying, or like companies are relying on their own technicals and just the fundamentals for the future to really drive it. And so one thing that could really help Sofi move higher is people kind of talking on a 25 basis point cut for the December 18th meeting. So that could be coming up right sooner rather than later. SMCI, so they are getting slaughtered. So a lot more articles are coming out talking on this right here. So the fact that they did submit this document on the 12th saying that they are going to be late for their quarterly earnings, yeah, this stock definitely can't catch a break. It's good if someone does feel that all of this is just a massive overreaction, but it is essentially like a falling knife. Shorts, though, they're not really doing all that much. If anything, they've been returning. So that's relatively bullish if you ask me, because if shorts actually did feel that this was due to like go down, then they could easily increase, right? But 16.89% of the free float is being shorted. So once again, this is why I like to analyze this information. So the bigger entities out there, maybe they're just waiting more so for like further clarification or something. But yeah, the fact that shorts are returning maybe shows that this is a good time to buy, possibly. You guys do whatever floats your boat, though. With it at $18.15, though, it is trading between this S2 and this S3. So 12.26 is going to be the strong kind of support. 21.19 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. So yeah, if you are bold enough and brave enough, this could definitely pay off tenfold. Moving over to Intuitive Machines, it is up slightly, so 3% 3.74% because of their earnings. Fairly good. So they did really beat on their revenue. So forecast was 50.89. Revenue came in, I believe, at 58.5. They also did beat, I believe, on their earnings per share, and I don't know much about their future guidance yet because they haven't actually had their conference call yet. So yeah, this is a very, very good earnings, and so most likely this is going to cause it to go up. Very heavily shorted, so 30.23% of the free float is being shorted. So yeah, anticipate shorts to be returning quite a lot today as they eat their own words, but right now with it at $12.44, it is above all the key fib levels and basically above all the key pivots. So it's somewhat in unknown territory a little bit right now, especially considering it has gone up very, very fast over the last 1 month, up 54.81%. So I think with the recent election and all that hype, it kind of set a lot of stocks to their normal value. So we'll just have to wait and see how the next little bit does play out. But moving over to the next stock, you have Disney. So that is up roughly 10%, similarly because of their earnings. So fairly good for that. Not heavily shorted, so 0.0 or 0.91%. So not even much to talk on for that. And right now with it at $12 or $112, not $12, it is trading between this R2 and this R1. So 110 is going to be the strong support, and then 120 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. In my opinion, I think it is going to kind of gravitate towards this R1 throughout the day, but honestly, Disney is somewhat of a good kind of value play from what I've seen some articles recently. So I did sell quite a lot of puts around that $95 range. So yeah, if it was going to dip, I was going to be a buyer. I think I sold around five puts at that price. So easy money. For those of you that don't know options, kind of just research that. And then last but not least, ticker is QUBT. So quantum computing, it is up quite a lot this morning. And so like I said, this is one of those stocks, because of just people's appetite for risk, it is moving higher, significantly higher. And ultimately, this is what is causing it to go higher. So the news that came out yesterday morning. So yeah, as far as where a realistic price for this should be, I'm not really sure. This is technically that, I don't know. I don't think I actually even talked on some numbers, but it's not that heavily shorted either. So 4.41% of the free float is being shorted. And right now with it at $3.23, trading between this R2 and the R1. So 277 will be a strong support. I don't see that being touched whatsoever today. And then 344 is probably going to be flirting with this and most likely continue once the market does open to this R3 and R2. So yeah, this is the stocks that big money wants to really gravitate towards today. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then two things, take advantage of this promo. It does give you 8 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. And then aside from that, I did launch memberships. So if you like my channel and support the growth, you can definitely do so. Or if you want access to my private Discord where I give buy signals on stocks and options, then that's also something for you to take a look at. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.